Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a reading for January 2023, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future. I'm going to try and keep this below 1 minute. We'll get started around the 1 minute mark, but I just wanted to say this reading blew up last week. I started the week with like 40 subscribers, and I started this week with over 1,000, and it was all because of this reading. So thank you guys so much for or not for this reading, but for the Sagittarius reading. Thank you guys so much for your support. The comments that I got were overwhelmingly just amazing. I mean, I cried a couple of times last week. So thank you guys. I know I had some sound issues, but for some people said I didn't. I did move my microphone up this week. I'm going to try to talk a little bit louder. But welcome to my channel. I hope you like my readings, and I'm excited to jump in today's. I actually really am. Today is going to be interesting. In your recent past, you have emotions are running high with the Knight of Cups in reverse. I mean, these are I mean, this is my card for like emotions being all over the place. And then you have emotions are running high. So your recent past was a lot of just being super emotional. But probably to the point where you were feeling a little bit all over the place. I'm not exactly sure what kind of emotional. I do want to say though, you have the overall energy for this reading is new life with talisman. I actually had to look at what talisman was, but it's like it's a key to that can like with magical powers. It doesn't have to be a key, but something with magical powers. I don't know. Someone in the comments could probably explain it better than I can. But I did want to read this because I did look this up. This is a new deck for me, so I do kind of have to read through them when I have one that I don't immediately resonate with. But this one said, the talisman represents new doors opening for you now. New pathways are present at this time. It also invites you to find or create and charge an appropriate symbol, amulet, or mantra to help support your current endeavors or healing. Empower this talisman with your intention to evoke its magic in your everyday life. Now, the reason I wanted to read that is it does talk about new beginnings, and in your immediate future, you have a new start is coming with the Magician. So something that you're manifesting, some new start, is happening for you here. But the way that I'm reading these two cards is it's like it's up to you. Like you have the key to this new life, this new start that you're looking for. In your current energy though, you have look at the bigger picture with the 5 of Cups in reverse. Look at the bigger picture. Actually, the other card that came out with it was hold your vision. So whatever your vision is, whatever you're trying to manifest here is coming towards you. Like that's what it says. But I also feel like it's up to you. Like you have the key. So it's kind of interesting the way that this pre-shuffle came out. So I'm excited to dive into the energies here. All right, recent past for Sagittarius. I think half of my subscribers right now came from that last reading. So it's funny because the majority of my channel is Sagittarius. This is a Sagittarius channel. All right, recent past for Sagittarius. Let's see what was Sagittarius emotions running high about. Interesting. Okay. You have the Devil in reverse, the 5 of Cups in reverse, and the Fool in reverse. So the way that I'm reading this is like, first and foremost, you don't realize what's coming for you. And it's good. I mean, it's what you've manifested. That's why you have look at the bigger picture, because this is the same 5 of Cups as you have right here. Like you've been in this sad energy for a while. Just like this down energy, like just kind of feeling like there's always a rain cloud over your head. Now that doesn't mean that other people are saying around rain cloud over your head. Like I'm not saying that you're walking around with that energy, but you feel it. It's a burden that you've been carrying. But it's interesting because, and this is similar to what this last reading was saying, the Fool in reverse, it is leading you to some sort of new beginning here. But what is happening is you're having to release your attachment to something. I'm not quite sure what that attachment is. I'm actually going to take this. But the attachment is what's keeping you from whatever it is that you're looking for, from this new beginning. And that's why it's like you have the key, like you have the ability to release this attachment, because there's the Chariot. It's like things want to move forward here. It's kind of up to you in a way. All right, recent past for Sagittarius. Yeah, your recent past it was like, it had to happen for a reason. The emotional release you had was helping you release your attachment to something here. Recent past for Sagittarius. The 4 of Pentacles in reverse with the 10 of Cups in reverse. 10 of Cups, upright, sorry. I also had someone comment was like, I'm not sure if you know this, but like it was like toward the end of the reading, I started flipping cards over. I pull cards and they will be whatever direction I feel they are. I definitely let my intuition guide my readings more than anything else. But with the Four of Pentacles in reverse and the Ten of Cups, it's like kind of like your forever fell apart is what I'm feeling here. But the thing is, actually wasn't your forever. It was like it's like what needed to happen to build for whatever it is that you actually want. Like you weren't quite actually sure what you wanted. Um, and I feel like you're still not quite there. That's why you have look at the bigger picture. It's like there is a bigger reason for why this happened. But whatever it was, it left you feeling very unstable. I mean, you didn't. I mean, Four of Pentacles in reverse being like materially unstable. Like you could have felt like maybe your home life was uprooted, or maybe you lost your job, and that caused things to kind of crumble. You lost a relationship that was your foundation. Whatever it is, it could have been all of it. It could have been just kind of the crumbling of what you thought was going to be around forever. And that left you feeling obviously very sad, very could have been regretful a little bit too, but I also feel like this is a reading about like not like knowing that you have nothing to regret. Like there's nothing, you haven't lost anything. It might feel like you have right now, but remember your feelings, your emotions, those aren't truths. They're purely just feelings. They're feedback from the way that your brain is currently working. They're not, you don't have to identify with them. They don't have to be a truth. So that doesn't mean you have to, you obviously need to process them. You got to sit with them, but it doesn't mean that they're telling you like, oh, you really have lost everything and you're never going to get it back, because that's obviously what this reading is saying, not the case. In fact, you've lost what wasn't meant for you to gain what was. Recent past for Sagittarius, there's the Nine of Pentacles. This was once your wish fulfillment. Whatever this loss was, it was once your wish fulfillment. But the thing is, what actually is your wish fulfillment isn't what you lost. I mean, it doesn't mean that it necessarily can't be in the future, but what you were dealing with in that situation, the way that your life was in that situation, that's not what you wanted. It could have had the potential, right? And that's the biggest thing. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. We have to learn on this journey is not to live for the potential of something, to make sure that we're, living in the present moment and we're not living for the past or the future. We're living for what we currently have, and understanding that that's where our decision making needs to be based on. That's why it's so incredibly important to learn how to be present, because if not, I think it's like 90, I don't know the exact percentage. I keep saying this in readings. I need to just look it up, but it's like 90 something percent of your movements, choices, actions, and decisions are actually subconscious. And so if you're not mindful and if you're not consciously aware of yourself and your surroundings and the energy that you're investing into situations, well, then you're letting your subconscious take over. And your subconscious is just going to be your belief system based on your past experiences. So if you have a past experience of, say, your love life not working out or a job not working out or whatever the case is, it's going to become a belief within you. And then if you're not learning to be, mindful and present, you're going to let that belief take over. And that's the cycle you're going to constantly continue. And so that's why it's so important, a spiritual journey, the whole concept of it is learning to retrain your brain. It's, psychology and spirituality definitely overlap. Okay, current energy. Let's switch gears here. But it's like you thought you lost your wish fulfillment, and maybe you did at one point, but you didn't lose your long-term wish fulfillment. You lost like what you thought you wanted then. I don't know. It's interesting because it's like you obviously lost something very important to you, and it was very painful. There's no doubt about that. But it wasn't meant for you, not long term. Two of Swords with the King of Pentacles in reverse. This is like you're kind of like at a crossroads right now. That makes sense. That's where this key is coming from. It's like you have the key, but it's up to you about whether or not to use it. Because then you have the King of Pentacles in reverse with the Eight of Cups. There's something that you need to walk away from, or that you have walked away from. But the thing is, with the King of Pentacles in reverse, that's an energy of being too focused on your material world. Meaning, if things right now don't look like you want them to, that doesn't mean it's never going to happen. It's that concept of, I was going to ask you a question, like you could respond. There's that concept of manifestation makes it look like it happened overnight. And that's been the case for me. I mean, both with my financial abundance journey and my emotional journey, both things happened completely out of the blue for me. And it's like I went from having like a situation where it looked like I had no prospects, no options, to having everything that I asked for. And I hear that from a lot of spiritual people too, that that's what you need to hold on to, is the fact that anything can change at any moment. You could wake up, and have the opportunity that you're looking for. So that's why right now is a really important time to not get so lost right now in what you don't have. There's a need to really try to find gratitude in what you do, because per the law of attraction, what we focus on is what we experience more of. So if we focus on lack, if we focus on loss, if we focus on sadness and all of that, then we're going to experience more of those things. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't process those emotions. I feel like I keep having to say that. You have to sit with those emotions. You have to process them. You have to cry as much as you need to. Let yourself be angry, but do not act on those emotions. Do not let your emotions dictate your next step. That's the biggest thing here. You're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to feel the loss. You're allowed to feel the weight of it. Of course you are. You're a human being. But you shouldn't let those emotions, those feelings impact the way that you see your future. Just because you feel a loss doesn't mean you actually have lost anything at all. In terms of, and I feel like there's someone out there who could be like, has been through something pretty detrimental. And obviously this is, a general reading. Please take this as it resonates. But basically what I'm saying is nothing that is meant for you will not pass you. Everything that happens for you, not to you. And there's a need to really, really focus on those, the look at the bigger picture, right? Even if you don't understand the bigger picture, look at the bigger picture, because here's the Eight of Swords on the back of the deck. This is being trapped in limiting beliefs. This card right here, you'll hear me say this on my channel every time I pull it, is my favorite card in tarot, the Eight of Swords in reverse, because this is releasing yourself from the trappings of your mind, those subconscious limiting beliefs that then affect our reality. Because our beliefs become our reality. The way we perceive our world is what we experience. Okay, so you're at a crossroads now. It's like you can either kind of allow yourself to dwell, or you can try to break yourself out of it and allow yourself to move forward. Okay, current energy here for Sagittarius. Like King of Cups with the Seven of Wands in reverse and the Two of Wands. You're very stuck on what could have been. One of my favorite sayings is, just because things could have been different doesn't mean they would have been better. And I feel like that's where right now there's a need to kind of look more ahead, look more to the future, and without bringing the past in it. So what I mean is, if you are kind of stuck in that cycle of hoping that someone that, you've separated from will come back to you, if that is ever going to be the case, and I think I might have said this in the last reading, I don't know, I say it in a lot of my readings, if that's ever going to be the case, there's going to have to be a detachment. If you're dealing with what you believe is a twin flame, that twin flame journey, detachment is the only thing that's going to bring that forward for you. So the focus needs to be moving forward, and the detachment is where you get to a point where you either say, or you move forward and you say, I don't care if this happens for me or not, because I've learned the lessons that I needed to. And I know that whatever does happen for me is going to be the best thing for me. So even if it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be, it's still going to be like good, better, right? Just as good or better than what I was hoping for. And I feel like that's where there's kind of this need to make sure that you're letting go of your hope. Hang on, let me rephrase that. Not letting go of your hope. Stay hopeful. Always stay hopeful. But letting go of the specifics of it. Staying hopeful in the sense of, I am hopeful of the fact that everything is going to work out for me. in, in divine time, in the best way possible, but not saying I'm hopeful that this one specific thing is going to happen, because that hope within itself keeps you trapped in a cycle. Detachment is the key. And I feel like that's where right now you're afraid to detach because you're afraid that nothing better is going to come. But literally, you have a new start is coming with the Magician, and then you have a new life with this key, this talisman. And this is like with the Seven of Wands in reverse or the Two of Wands, this is like saying you have this doubt within you that is buried pretty deep, I think, that you are capable of having better or having what it is you want. So you're holding on to what you want because you're afraid that if that doesn't happen, that you're not going to get what you ultimately want, what your soul ultimately wants, which is peace, happiness, joy, appreciation, love. Like it's all the things that you're wanting to feel, right? You're searching for feelings and for fulfillment, right? In your external environment, and that's never ever going to bring it forward to you. Okay, current energy for Sagittarius. But that's all, I mean, that's where you get super spiritual. That's one of the hardest lessons to learn. Seven of Swords in reverse with a Temperance in reverse. There's a lot. So you have this frustration here, right? You're dealing with this frustration, this lack of patience, because you're like, well, maybe you've been stuck in this Five of Cups energy where you're like, I'm sad, I'm frustrated, I'm sad, I feel this loss, I feel this heaviness, and you're all you're really hoping for is for that to change. You're wanting to just feel better at this point. But the thing is, your mindset right now feels like it's kind of in a way of either I want the past back, or I need, like, it's like you feel like you need something specific to make that go away, but you don't. You don't. You have the key to manifest what you want. You do. Nobody else. You don't need anything from anyone else to get what you want. But it's almost like so much is being hidden from you right now that you don't see the possibilities. Like you don't see what's coming for you. But I also feel like this new start is only going to be available for you if you really can try to break yourself out of that Five of Cups energy. And that's not, I mean, it's not easy, but it's like, it's almost like trying to make sure that you're not looking at the past through the lens of like, I wish things would have been different. It's trying to figure out why things need to happen the way they did. So you can say, I am glad and I'm grateful that things worked out the way they did. And maybe you are there. Maybe that's exactly what's happening right now. But I do see the Seven of Wands in reverse, the self-doubt. It is impacting you guys pretty heavily. And whether or not that's a conscious or subconscious belief that you're dealing with, there's a need to kind of make sure you're flipping the script there. Okay, immediate future for Sagittarius. Immediate future for Sagittarius, clarifying a new start is coming with the Magician. Immediate future for Sagittarius, clarifying a new start is coming with the Magician. Here's the Ace of Pentacles. But then there's the Tower in reverse. This happened, and I feel like in the last Sagittarius, in one of my readings last week, I feel like I need to look in here. I don't know why. I swear I know how to read tarot. I've been doing it for years. Let me just see. Let's just see here. Because it's like, it feels... Because a tower to me can sometimes mean... So in reverse, it can mean denial, avoidance, fear, or reluctance. There's a reluctance. That's what it is, reluctance. I would have never thought of that word if I didn't read it, so that makes sense. It's not even hesitation. It's like... Because there's like reluctance about some opportunity here. Or like... Whatever it is that you want is available for you in this moment. Even now. But it's almost like you have to get to a point where you're open to it. Because I feel like you're so stuck on what you specifically think you want. Or you're still healing. And as you heal, that opportunity will become more clear. I feel like that might be more what it is, because this is like, talked a lot about healing, because there's the Chariot. So I see things moving forward in your immediate future. Like, but it's not because of anything. It's not somebody coming back to you. It's like nothing in your external environment makes this happen for you. You make this happen for you. It's an opportunity that you create. You have the key. Immediate future for Sagittarius. Yeah, you have the key here. The healing that you've been through is what's leading you to this opportunity. The healing that you're going through is what's leading you here. Yeah, Nine of Swords in reverse. No, Nine of Swords with the Eight of Cups. You have a lot of anxiety about like starting over. It's almost like you think you're going to regret something. Like you think you're going to regret walking away from something, or you think that whatever it is, you think that whatever's coming for you, whatever this opportunity is, this new start, you think that it isn't going to be as good as what you lost. And that is not true. That is actually not even close to true. Because what it is that's coming for you, even if it's different than what you've lost, it's so much better. So you have this anxiety about starting something new, because to you it feels like walking away from something in the past, like walking away from something that you ultimately wanted at one point. And you did want this. It used to be your Nine of Pentacles. There's no doubt about that. But just because you lost it doesn't mean that it can't be replaced with every loss is the opportunity for something new to take its place. And we lose things, we experience tower moments because we it's the falling away of what isn't meant for us to open our energy cup for what is. One more immediate future for Sagittarius. It's a good reading. It's a very good reading. But I also feel like you guys are just kind of, it's like you still have to do the work though. That's the biggest thing. Like, again, you have the key. You still have to use it to open the door. You still have to unlock the door. You still have to do the work, and the work is healing. You have to keep healing. That's the biggest thing. That's too many. I don't want that. I want clear, concise messages for this last. Clear, concise messages, please. What is the outcome, I guess? What's the outcome here for Sagittarius? Let's go with that. What's the outcome in Sagittarius's immediate future? I love that. You have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. This is the release of this feeling of loss. You're gonna get to a point where you feel like you haven't lost anything. Like you realize it's like, because there's the Eight of Wands, and I feel like it's gonna kind of come out of nowhere. Like, I feel like, when you're healing from a relationship, and I know that when I was kind of stuck in that whole twin flame cycle, I was like, I just want to feel better. Like, that was my biggest thing. I just want to feel better. And to me, it was like, I'll feel better if this person comes back, right? But I remember my ultimate goal was, I just don't want to feel like I've lost something like so heavy. I don't want to feel this attachment. I don't want to feel this burden. And that's what's coming. It's like releasing this feeling that you have lost anything at all, because you haven't. You've lost what wasn't meant for you anymore. It was meant for you at one point in time, and it's teaching you a lot. It taught you a lot. It is actually currently teaching you a lot, and probably will continue to teach you a lot. And that's why it's so heavy. That's why it's such an impact on your life. But you have this Five of Pentacles in reverse. It's like this release of loss. It's you get to a point where you can say, okay, I'm ready for a new beginning, because I recognize that I haven't lost anything. It's like you realize you deserve better. You deserve better than whatever it is that you had to let go of. Okay, we're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to dive into each and every message, clarify it, get some more information. Since an extended, we can kind of, this collective shrink, so we can get a little bit more specific. Then I have my favorite Soul Truth Self-Awareness deck that I'm going to pull an advice card from. Again, thank you guys so much for the support of my channel. It means the absolute world to me. It's been so fun, getting to connect with you guys and be able to see how my readings are helping you. So thank you again, and I do hope to see you in future readings. Bye, Sagittarius.